Welcome once again to Stay Alive with Church Alive. And this is your host and president of Church Alive Development Corporation and the proud pastor of Church Alive Community Church. Well, I am happy and extremely happy for the many undocumented immigrants. The president has signed into the legislation an opportunity for undocumented immigrants who've been in this country for now over 10 years. They're able to apply for adjustment of status. Now, there's a number of things that you have to prepare for, but I want to give you a little background on Church Alive Immigration Service. Church Alive Immigration Service started in 1995, and we have helped, I would say, thousands of people and families to adjust into this country. There have been pastors and leaders, and one particular pastor, African pastor, who was helped with our ministry. His entire family was able to come into the country. They all have their degrees at this time. Many of them are pastoring, and now he's an international leader of many of the African churches for the Assemblies of God. And so that's on that particular side. Now we've got attorneys that are now practicing because of the paperwork that we have done to help them adjust. And then we have many marriages that have been successful, and they have children now. And those children are born in this country are Americans. I can go on and on telling you about the success, not of us, Church Alive, but the success of God in meeting the needs of his people for over 20 some odd years. 1985. Okay, when we started, it was having workshops right there in our office on 125th Street. 25th Street, new office building, 15th floor, Church Alive Immigration Service. I'm smiling because I'm going back many, many years. But the people came, they trusted us, we did their papers. We got to the point where Immigration and Naturalization Service used to call us for any new adjustments in policy. And I sat in on many meetings, giving my word as to whether the policy that they were going to do was going to be successful and what it needed to be successful and how to reach the people. So we had workshops. Every Saturday we had workshops. Hundreds of people came and we helped them with adjusting their status. We were then asked to be a consultant to the immigration office here in New York, the main office. And so I want to just give you the background. So when I talk about immigration and what we can do and what you should do and how to respond, I want you to know that God made Church Alive Immigration Service a reality. I've gone to Washington, and I've during the time of the Clinton administration, we've got them to pass laws where you didn't have to go back home to make your adjustment. You could stay here and adjust into this country. And so God has used us in so many different ways that we are qualified here to give you accurate information, not only accurate information, but also to follow through to see that your status is adjusted. We have lawyers that work with us, but over the many years, God has blessed me to have the insight on the immigration procedures. But we have lawyers that we send our clients to as a referral service. But if we can help you to file the papers right through our office and save you the expense of a lawyer, then we will do just that. Okay, what is this new law? Well, number one, we are thrilled to announce a major victory in our movement, Immigration Relief. And this is coming from a very interesting organization that we're looking to partner with to meet the needs of God's people. But above all, the organizational and Church Alive, it's been God. For over 30 some odd years, we have been praying and praying. Just in the last 5 years, we've put forth a specific effort to God to move on immigration service for the undocumented immigrant, move on those people who've been paying taxes and they have been here and they have made an actual contribute to our country, and they haven't broken any laws. They have been paying taxes and they have been doing everything they can to show that they love America. And so we had to pray. And we prayed, and we prayed, and we prayed almost every day on our prayer line. The prayer warriors have been praying for over 4 years. And finally, God said, this is the time. I will move towards this president. And when we're talking about, President Biden and President Trump, matter of fact, Trump said as soon as he gets into office, he's going to cancel out this opportunity. So we can see the mindset. And as I preached to you before, when you go to vote, you're not voting for Biden, you're not voting for Trump, you're voting for good or evil. Good or evil. And this act of President Biden is an act of God to do good for God's children. And so we don't have to wonder. God always has a way of giving us understanding. And then he tells us to seek knowledge and above all, get an understanding. Because many times we're going for fables and stories and I can do this for you and I can do this for you. That's not God. God promises you to do something for you. He will fulfill that which he has promised. Now we're going to take a break and we're going to come back and we're going to tell you exactly who qualifies and what you need to go forward in the process. So stay right with us. And we want to break these things down carefully so that you'll have time. Now, I know you're running around now getting paper and pencil and you want to write this out. So we're going to take a break so that you can get your writing material down to take this information. And Church Alive telephone number is coming up on the screen so that you can call and you can also make a direct appointment with yours truly, Dr. Timothy Burkett. But over the years, Church Alive is proud to say we have won 13 awards for bringing you quality information and services that have improved your lifestyle. So we want you to know that so that you can be confident in the information that we give you that is accurate. But I want to thank God that he's made a way for all of you out there. And this is a wonderful day. And I give God the praise, the honor, and the glory. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Not anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day and keeps me company when I'm doing schoolwork. I like it when he jumps up on the table too. He is a veggie thief. He's an incredible companion and my best friend. Can't say that I've met anybody that doesn't love him too. When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly he's all pure love.
Praise the Lord. Okay, I'm going to read you a statement so that you know exactly what this new immigration law is about and what it can do for you, your friends, your relatives. Okay, and I'm going to tell you about the organization that has put an effort to step forward and to also help you, because we have many partners out there when it comes to immigration service. But this organization, I'm proud to say, is a new organization, and we're looking to work with them as they reach out for the thousands of people here in the New York area that are undocumented. This policy could directly benefit an estimated 500,000 undocumented immigrants throughout the country. It would also apply to approximately 50,000 non-citizen children whose parents is married to a U.S. citizen. For many parents who have worried about not seeing their children grow up, or spouses who have feared being taken away from their loved ones, parole is a place will provide a welcome relief. In New York alone, tens of thousands of people could be eligible for this benefit. We are jumping into action with the mass outreach workshops and legal support for our community as we prepare to serve thousands more and take advantage of this policy. And we need your help and support. Now, I'm going to give you that organization name so you can support it as well. Then that's what God has laid on my heart, not just to also take it from me and, come to me. Well, there are many organizations out there that are doing fantastic work for immigrants. Certainly Church Alive is the oldest organization, now over 30 some odd years that we have been helping immigrants. But we welcome those who are stepping up and are doing this great work. Okay. And so the question is, who is qualified? Well, number one, you have to be in the country 10 years or more. That's number one. You have to be in this country for 10 years or more. You have to also prove that. You just can't say, I've been here, but you need to prove it. And one of the documents that many of you have lost is your I-94 card. Now, when you come into the country, and 10 years ago, there was a card, and it would stamp, it will tell you how long you can visit here in the country. And it's a two-part card. One, the Immigration and Naturalization Service keeps that card, and one, they give it to you, and they attach it to your passport. Okay, and you ought to carry that card in your passport at all times to show when you legally came into this country. You may say, well, Pastor, I just lost that card. I don't know where it is. I've tried to find it, or it got mutilated, or my passport got, was stolen. A lot of reasons for not having a card. But as I said to you earlier, the card is in two parts. One, the government keeps, and one you keep. So when you, in the case where you have lost or misplaced, or the card was mutilated or whatever, you can file and get a replacement of the I-94. You say, my God, I didn't know that. No, yes, I'm telling you now. And I've done it for many of my clients. You can file and get a replacement of that card. Okay, but you need the old passport, because in the old passport, there's a stamp that shows that you entered. And with that old passport, we can then file to proper papers to get you a replacement of the I-94 card. It's expensive, though. They've raised the price on it. It used to be a very small amount, but yet the card is so vital that you must have it. And so you call our office, and we will help you to file for the replacement of the I-94 card. And you may say, well, Reverend, I didn't come into the country legally. I don't have an I-94 card. So what do I do? Well, you can get corroborating documents, and I say documents, to prove that you were in this country at a certain time. That is, a certain time meaning 10 years or more. You can use a medical papers that you went to the doctor or the hospital or something, and that is an official document that you were here receiving that treatment. Then you can also get affidavits from your attorney, or from your priest, or from the clergy that you have took membership in the church at that certain time. Now, this has got to be official documents. It can't be somebody quickly writing a letter and signing it off like that. No, it's got to be corroborated on with another piece of proof other than your words. And you can get school records to show that you registered in school and you were here in the United States and you took a course of study prior to the 10-year period of time. but it has to be 10 years or more to qualify. That's number one, 10 years or more to qualify. You continue to gather these documents together, all of them showing when you were in this country. Now you will say, well, Pastor, I was here, but I went out and I came back. Well, if you went here and you went out and you came back and you came back, and it doesn't add up, it has to, let's put it this way, it has to be 10 years or more that you've been here all the way through. 10 years or more all the way through. You can't be here 10 years ago and then you went home in 2023, or you went home in 2020. That's not going to work. It has to be continuously here in this country for 10 years or more. Okay? Well, start getting those documents together. There's a telephone number that's coming up on the screen. You can call that number, and we will go over this with you to make sure before you come into our office that you have a jump start or a start at all. And this is the process we'll help you with. Also, we want you to start gathering birth certificates. The birth certificates prove a lot. They prove that you have a citizen relative, mother or father. That prove that you have a citizenship wife or husband. Because the law states that, prior to this, that if you married an American, okay, then you would have to go home to make your judgment. If you came into the country illegally, you cannot, through marriage, adjust in this country. You would have to go home and adjust and go through the process. Even your children, if you're filing for your children and they came in illegally into the country, then they would have to go home to their country, okay, and go through the process of going through the State Department. Okay, this law takes that away. This law says that you can file your papers here and remain here. During the period of Bill Clinton, who I met, and we had lunch with, and he became president, and I came to him and I said, listen, we need to give the immigrants, if they came into the country legally and they marry, or the parents are petitioning for them, and they came in legally, why not have them stay here, pay the fine, and remain here in this country instead of going home? And many of them have nothing back there to go to. And he passed a law then, okay, the LULAC program, where you could stay here and pay a fine and you didn't have to go home. And that was wonderful. Okay, changes came. Okay, so what I'm saying to you now is to forget a lot of what you were going through and misinformation. And I'll tell you, we have a lot of misinformation in this country. Well, I'm trying my best right now to give you quality information. And as this information comes down, we will have a sequel to this show. So as a give me more data on exactly what, we will have another show and to move you to another level. But in the meantime, you understand exactly what this law gives you. All right, we're going to take a pause, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to try to give you another run through of exactly what this law says, and maybe simplify it a little bit for you so that you can, you could take it in. But I'll tell you, God has answered prayer, my brothers and sisters. This is not just something by chance. This is God saying, this is my turn to move this government to a level of honesty, respect, and integrity. And that's what it's all about. So we're going to take a break. I'll be right back, and we'll run through and clarify, maybe clean it up a little bit, but certainly give you quality information. Thank you so much.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
call 211 or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected. Get help.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
Okay. We want to thank God for all that he's doing in our lives, especially for the the undocumented immigrants. And I will say to you, my brothers and sisters, that the church has truly been blessed by the undocumented immigrants. They have done their best to tithe. They're the best tithers. Those who are Americans here, we don't see the value of tithing. But the undocumented immigrant, in the effort to try to be an American, both spiritually and physically, the undocumented immigrants are good church tithers. And that's number one. Number two, the undocumented immigrants, they take the worst jobs, many of the jobs that Americans don't want to do, but they take them in the restaurants and dishwashers and shorthand work and working in late night issues and restaurants and hotels, fixing the beds and whatnot. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for the undocumented immigrants, a lot of the congressmen would really not be able to do their job, because they do the clothing, they take care of their children, they take care of their parents, and they take care of the elderly, not ugly, but elderly. And they do all of this. And they do it out of love and compassion. We in this country have been blessed by immigrants. My father came here as a carpenter, and he helped to build a lot of the brownstones that are now worth millions of dollars. And he brought over carpenters from the West Indies. And they came and they were able to get jobs and those beautiful edifices that we love. And I'll tell you, a good part of Wall Street was built by immigrants. My father brought them here. And so immigration is and helping immigrants is in my blood. And I thank the Lord that, I have that heritage from Barbados, by which my parents came from. And many of you came from wonderful places the same, and your descendants. And we all came here and we made this country what it is. Okay, we only have a few minutes, but I want to let you know once again that this new law will allow you to adjust in this country. I'll say it again, adjust in this country if you prove that you were here for 10 years or more. And you should start looking for your I-94 card, and we will help you to file to get a replacement if you've lost it. And then get your birth certificates together that you can relate to your relatives that you need to file through or need to qualify a certain point in your life. Marriage certificates, get those things together that are showed, because all of these things show dates and places, and so that you will prove that you're here 10 years or more. And call that telephone number. You can email to me your questions. The email is coming up on the screen. And maybe I didn't cover things clearly. You can email me. There will be a sequence to this show, because I feel that the process will move forward, but I'm giving you a jump step on the things you need to know. I want to thank this organization that sent this information to me. It says, Make the Road New York. Make the Road New York. And the executive director is Theo Oshiro. I'll just spell it out for you. Oshiro. Oshiro. And I want to thank to make the Road New York, give them credit for getting this information out so quickly for so many people to gather it and put it together. And we sort of thank you. We want you to write to us, certainly call, telephone numbers on the screen, and we'll give you more information. And we'll try to start giving you how much it's going to cost to file. What is the filing document? What does it cost? And what should you pay a legal service to do for you? And certainly what it will be for you to deal with Church Alive. And so all we want to do today is to continue to bring you quality information, resources, and services that will improve your lifestyle. Now you say, well, I'd like to be part of Church Alive. Well, we're looking for members. Yes, we are, because we're growing and our services are being stretched to the limit. We're feeding people every day, and every week we're getting in truckloads of bread and food, and we funnel this through 16 other churches that are under us, and they take it into their food pantries and they give it out. Year after year, we've asked you to send donations for this ministry. And you know what? We haven't seen it. You have your prayers, and that's more important. But we need your financial help that we can continue to spread this word and continue to meet the needs of God's people. So on the screen, it's got Church Alive. You need the address. That's going to also come up on the screen. But certainly go to our email if you want any further information. Just write to us and tell us, Reverend Dr. Burkett, I want to support this ministry because it's helped my brothers, helped my sister, and I want to help others. This is a ministry that takes a holistic approach to the gospel, because God is not only concerned about your spiritual needs, he's concerned also about your physical needs. And so we close this program by telling you we love you with the love of the Lord. God bless everyone.